Hi guys, welcome back to Canary Cast. Thanks for joining us again. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also please hit that notifications bell. That'd be great. Cheers. Okay, something a bit different today. After the news that Jordan Hugill has picked up an injury at Barnsley, and the fact we've got no recognised first team striker this week, me and Jacob have been debating / arguing over what the club should do. So we thought we'd make a video about it. Long story short, I don't think we should bring anyone in. I think we should give youth a chance, especially because it's only going to be for a couple of weeks. Jacob, on the other hand, thinks that we need to bring someone in. Jacob, do you want to make your point?
Yeah, 21 games to go, mate. You know, team with Pukki with side injury. 2 years of constant football with him for Norwich and Finland alone has caught up with him, I feel. You know, he still looks the same quality player, not saying that. But, you know, he's missed quite a few games this year. And I wouldn't really say that with 21 games to go, you can put your hat on him being the guy who can play every single game. I just don't think it's going to happen. Then you've got the argument of Jordan Hugill, as we're kind of recording in a minute. We don't know how bad that hamstring injury is. If we're talking hamstring tear, we're speaking months, aren't we, realistically, which is pretty much the rest of the season or a big chunk of it. And then you've got Adam Idah, who I like. I think he's a really good, young, talented player. But again, has barely featured this season because of injury, COVID.
Broken foot as well, same as what Pukki had last season.
Spot on, mate. And to be fair to him, I feel like now would be the perfect time for him to go out on loan. If you put him to a League One side, the top League One side, and he bangs in a load of goals, for me, that's better for his development than staying as backup, which he will be. He'll be second or third choice and then potentially played on the wing as an impact sub. I think going down a level, playing a lot of games, scoring a lot of goals, would do his confidence the world of good for the rest of the season, which is why I think if you bring someone in to back up Pukki, who knows the system, who can score a few important goals, loves the club, then you'll be there. You'll be happy days, Jordan Rhodes, let's go.
Do you let's say Pukki and or Idah are 1, maybe 2 weeks off being able to start a game or at least play a part in a game. Do you honestly not think them two are enough to see us through the rest of the season?
Injury-wise, no. How long has Adam Idah been out for, mate? Months. Yeah. Actual months. It takes time to build up that recovery. Exactly. About 4 months. Are you then expecting him to hit the ground running for the 21 games, which is massive? You know? Okay, Team and Pukki could come back. I think you've got to take the workload off him. This is with my eye that Jordan Hugill is out for a long time because the way he pulled up, it looked bad. But I might be wrong. So, but in my eye, I think if you bring someone back up, normally I wouldn't say this. Normally I'm not a fan of short term whatsoever. We play Football Manager. We always buy the young players for recruit and all that. And again, looking at the likes of Tyrese Omatoye and Sebastian Soto, for me, they both, again, need to go out on loan and play games. That's the most important thing for me. You know, as backup this season, I don't think it's worthwhile for them to be back up in a championship team, playing minutes here and there. I think if you bring up in an experienced player who knows the league, knows our system well, because let's be fair, Soto, Omatoye, and you could argue Idah don't as well as an experienced player could do. But bringing in a couple of goals, we'll be happy to back up Pukki as well. And then you'll go up. I think that's what you've got to look at now. People are talking about wages. If you talk about a Dwight Gale or a Jordan Rhodes, promotion gives you that money straight back. Who cares about that? I think we've seen the difference when Pukki's not playing. When you don't want less. My situation in my head is thinking you're playing Marco Stiepermann up top, you're playing Noel Hernandez up top, Plaheta. It just doesn't work, does it? Their movement is not the same. It's completely different. It just does not work in the same effect. Without Team of Pukki or Jordan Hugill, we just don't look like a team that is really going to score.
Well, I think being January, we can re-register the squad. So there's a bit of movement for Josip Drmic if you fancy it.
I don't think he's even in the country, is he? No, I think Daniel Farke would rather play himself up top again, re-register himself and play Josip. But no, I think I do like the idea of playing the youth. But for me, when you're gunning for promotion, that's a lot of pressure, a hell of a lot of pressure. And then
Jacob, but that's what we do. That's what we've set the whole club up around. Like, we make our own players. And if we've got Soto there, who's just had a great loan spell on Telstar in the Netherlands, Omatoye, he didn't look ready on Saturday. Okay, fair enough. He didn't look ready. He needs to go out and play some games, get some goals under his belt
as well in League One.
Yeah, Idah too, I think. And that is what we do, and especially if it's going to be only a couple of weeks until one of Pukki, probably Pukki, let's face it, Idah's been out a while, Pukki can contribute to a game. Maybe not start, but contribute. So I just think if we're talking about a matter of weeks, Joe, I just think stick to our guns, give Soto or Omatoye or even Dixon Peters a chance. It's got to be better than Steepman up front, right? So
I just think you're risking them far too early for me. I think that could ruin a development. Imagine if they go miss three sitters in 2 games. And then you're thinking, can this guy finish? Is there doubts there? Then Daniel Farke will think, have I rushed him in too early? He doesn't rush players, does he? I know Jamal Lewis, Max Aarons, Ben Godfrey were, I think, let's be fair, we'll look back at these and say slightly freaks in terms of how quickly they've come into a team. You know, from a development system, as soon as Daniel Farke saw Jamal Lewis play, he was like, yes, he's in my first team. Then he got injured. That's why it kind of postponed that development there. Soto might be the same. Daniel Farke might look at him and go, that's the player. But I think with Pukki's movement, the way he is so unique to our system and the way he helps the three behind, I think you need an experienced forward up there. And the Championship's rough. Like, you know, I think big centre halves will easily knock about an Omatoye at the moment. Idah would be different, but I think for him, his development right now, you know, realistically, do you want 2 years of him, which is 2 seasons of him sitting on the bench, not really getting enough action, and then to be ready for a Premier League, for example? I don't think so. For me, he needs the foot injuries are unfortunate because he would have played a hell of a lot of games in this system. That's why Hugill's got injured, unfortunately, isn't it? Because he's played 3 games in a row. You could argue, why have we played him in a FA Cup game, which didn't really matter? That'd be my argument there. I think it's a shame for Jordan because he's been playing really well. But that forward position is so vital. You look at a Jordan Rhodes. I know people say he's not done enough recently since he's not really had the chance for Sheffield Wednesday. That guy knows where the back of the net is. He knows the club. He knows the system. He knows the coach. He knows majority of the players. He'll be happy to sit and be backup, but also perform when he's needed. I just think for the short term and the unique kind of circumstances it's the perfect solution even. I think that works out perfectly for me. Dwight Gale, again, would finish in this league. I'd be doubtful about that one. And then you've got the likes of, in the summer, you've got the likes of Sambalonga, Jeju out of contract. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not picturing that far ahead. For me, in the summer, again, you do need to bring in a top player. But for now, I think you go, I hate the word stopgap. I hate that kind of, that you see so many clubs at this level and below kind of get players in on a short-term contract. But I think this really is a one-off situation where you get the young lads out on loan, give them a real opportunity at lower league level to go and get their confidence up, because a forward position is all about confidence. Probably the only position where it's all about your mental state in terms of finishing off a chance. So for me, you've got to get those young lads out. Timu will then come back, hopefully firing. For me, he gets injured again with some part of injury in the 21 games we've got left. I just feel this season's far too important not to go up, and not by getting a forward in who knows this league and the system. You could miss out on the top 2 by not. I know we're very far in front at the minute, but as we saw against Coventry, as we saw against Luton, when we don't have a forward, we don't really look like scoring, let's be honest.
Yeah, it does feel like we're at a crossroads. It feels like Stuart Webber and Daniel Farke have got a decision to make this week, really. I mean, it's a gamble either way. Do you send the young lads out on loan and hope that we've got enough? Do you gamble on bringing someone in and then repaying the cost of that with promotion? There's a gamble either way, but I think a decision has got to be made this week on a few players and also we need a couple of strikers to see out the rest of the season. Jacob, how do you see it ending up in the end? What do you think will happen?
I think today is probably key in terms of how bad the Hugill injury is. If it's a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, then they'll leave it. If it's months, I think they'll have to bring someone in. I don't think you can rely on just an Idah Pukki. And also you've got to say Sebastian Soto as well.
But let's assume he's not going back out on loan. Let's assume that Farke is going to look at him for the rest of the season, surely, if he's bought him back already.
I think he wants to look at him in general. I don't think he's actually had a training session with Soto yet to be able to see is he at the level. I think Daniel Farke probably puts forwards at slightly higher pinnacle because he was a forward, so he knows exactly what he's looking at. His ideal eye. He knows what he wants from that forward. For me, I think you've just got to bring someone in, mate. Just for now, bring in the experience, help out the squad dynamics, because I can't see Marco Stiepermann up front again.
No,
yeah, exactly. And I think again, you can't put Plaheta up front at the moment. Obviously, I thought we played it all right against Barnsley. To be fair, he helped us in every key chance we had, but he does not have confidence in his finishing. That's clear. Onel up front,
no,
not for me. I think you go with one trick pony where you're trying to get in behind. We don't play that system. No. None of them back to the goal are going to do any kind of job really. So yeah, bring in Rhodes, end of the season, go up. Thank you very much, Jordan. Again, promotion done.
Thank you very much again. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. Please don't come back.
Yeah. Okay, we'll leave it there. But we want you guys to get involved. Let us know in the comments what you think we Norwich should do. Do we give the young kids a go? Do we get someone in for the rest of the season? What do you think we should do? But we'll leave it there. I think, Jacob, happy?
Happy, mate. As long as I hope John Hugill's all right, to be fair, because he's been really good in the last few games. And if he is back and he will play again, a real key part, because I think he offers such a different dynamic. Don't know about Premier League ready, but we'll talk about that when we do go up. Fingers crossed. But yeah, Teemu Pukki fit would be wonderful. Jordan Hugill, not too bad. And I really hope Idah does well. But in the circumstances, I just think you bring in experience now and it can help us go up rather than risking it, winging it slightly and risking maybe dropping out that top 2.
Okay, let's leave it there. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.